All right, hello and welcome again to Excel and BSK Reporting. Here is a quick overview of today's agenda. We're going to start by talking about how you pull multiple data from multiple sources and connect your data to an Excel workbook. Then we'll talk about creating our main data tab and how you pull in all of the data that you'll need for reporting and add in the formulas. And then finally, we'll talk about making the pivot tables to get all your calculations for your reporting form. Lastly, we will go over the BSK reporting template a bit and talk about how you fill in certain sections. Then we'll have some time at the end for questions. All right, so now we'll take a second. I'm going to stop sharing and Jen is going to start sharing her Excel workbook. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask.
Awesome. Is everybody seeing my Excel workbook? Great. Awesome. All right, so this is the workbook that we sent out via email. If you didn't download it or weren't able to download it, please let us know and we can drop a copy in the chat. The workbook, the main workbook is called Stronger Together, BSK Semi-Annual Reporting. Stronger Together is our imaginary program. Don't worry if you haven't heard of it. And this first tab here are the BSK reporting measures, and you'll be familiar with how much, how well, and better off. This is just a tab that we like to include in our workbooks so that there's a reference point for what needs to be reported on. And then we have a main data tab. This is where we'll pull all the data together from different sources to be able to give the information that BSK is asking for. And then in these green colors, we have several data polls. And you'll see there's a Piccolo for this reporting period, baseline Piccolo, an attendance and survey data poll as well. And we're going to add one more into this, which is the demographics data poll here in a little bit. We also have a blank tab for the pivot table. This is where our pivot table will live, the analysis that we'll do. And then this last tab is more of a helper tab, the list tab. It's going to let us set up the lists. And then also we're going to be setting up some formulas here to work with the BSK age categories. All right. So we can go ahead and get started. If you're starting from scratch from a blank workbook, you're probably going to want to pull all of your data into one place to get started. So we've already done that with the Piccolos and the attendance and survey data, but we also have this demographics data poll. And so to be able to put this workbook into our main workbook, there's two ways to do it. One is doing a copy and paste. So you could select all of the data up here in this upper left-hand corner, right-click, click copy, and then open up a new tab in your workbook, paste. And we always recommend pasting values. So if you see this, the paste 1, 2, 3, or if you put your mouse over it, it says paste values as well. So that's one way to do it. I'm not going to actually show that right now. I'm going to show a different way, which is right-clicking on the demographics tab and choosing to move or copy this tab. And so Excel asks us where we want to move the selected sheet. And we're going to choose. I have several workbooks open. You'll see I have several of the BSK reporting workbooks, but I want to move it into this Stronger Together Semi-Annual Reporting Workbook. So I'm going to select that. And then Excel asks me where I want to put this. I'm going to put it right before the Piccolo sheet. You can always move and drag it around once it's in your workbook, so you don't need to worry too much about that. But I also want to create a copy. That way it leaves this data where it's at, and then I'm going to bring a copy into my Stronger Together reporting workbook. Click OK. And now demographics is showing up as a tab within my main workbook. So we're able to start working with our data. And I just want to do a quick call out that the concepts that we'll be covering today are general concepts that are used throughout the 3 different buckets of BSK, so community design, evidence-based, and PCIS. But there may be some things that we're going to be covering today that your program doesn't specifically do. We hope the concepts are still applicable and you're able to learn and grow from them. But there may be things that you're not used to working with. All right, and then also just another quick call out. We're mostly working with clean data in this data set. And if you're interested in working on the data clean part of it, I will drop a link here in the chat. Let's see if I can find the chat. That would be ideal. Actually, Lynn, are you able to drop that in the chat? That would be lovely. Lynn did a training last month that worked specifically on data quality. So if you're interested in that, feel free to take a look at the recording. All right, so we have all of our data pools, these green tabs in one place. And now we're ready to start pulling this information together because BSK wants to know how many people the program has served, but they also want to know that information with the demographic breakdown. So broken down by gender, race, zip, and age. So we need to be able to pull the demographic information together with like the Piccolo information or the attendance information or the survey information. So in order to do that, we work with a main data tab. And we're going to start filling out this tab. We've pre-filled out these headers. These are the same headers you'll see that are on the demographics tab. And the main advantage here to pulling this in together is that if we set this main tab up well, we can just, for next round, we can just copy and paste the new data into these data pull tabs. So we want to set up this main data tab so that it's reading off of these other tabs. So one option we can do to start filling it out is to just go and copy and paste from the demographics tab. So I'm going to grab this client ID information from cell A2 all the way down to cell A32. I can right click and do a copy, then go over to the main data tab and do a paste, and that will work. That will bring your information into the place where it needs to be. So if you feel more comfortable and rather do that, that's always an option. It is going to be a manual process each time your data changes and updates. So it's going to be a little more work in the long term. So another option that we can do is to set this up using formulas. And formulas always start out with the equal sign. So we're going to use, I'm going to just show an option here and I'm going to show you why I don't like this option, but we could use just an equal sign. And we could go over to the demographics tab for family ID, and we could start bringing in family ID starting at cell B2. Press enter. So once I've clicked on this cell up here in the formula bar, Excel is writing out that this is on the demographics tab and it's cell B2. Press enter and it's bringing in the data. It's doing what I need it to do. And one way I can start filling this whole column in is, again, by copy and pasting, copying, and then selecting my cells and pasting. And this, I want to make sure I'm doing a regular paste. You can also do Control-C, Control-V. So that will fill in. Another way to fill in here is by clicking this green dot that's in the bottom right-hand corner of the cell. I can click and drag that down. That's also going to fill in for me. So that's great. And I can fill in all the way down here. But once I get past a certain point, Excel starts filling in blank values. Instead of giving me a true blank, it's giving me a 0, which that might feel fine. You might think, okay, well, I know I don't have any 0 family IDs. But once you get into age data, a zero, it's hard to tell, is this person really 0 years old, or is it blank? So that's why I really recommend using the if formula for this. So to do an if formula, I'm going to go ahead and erase this, that column. To do an if formula, what I want to say is, if the cell is blank, if the cell on the demographics tab is blank, then bring in, don't give me a zero, blank, just leave it blank. And if it's not blank, then bring in the value that's on that demographics tab. So again, we're going to start out with an equal sign to start out the formula. And we'll start out by doing an if. So an if lets me set up this conditional scenario. So where if something is true, do this other thing. And if it's not true or false, do another thing. So that first part is going to be our logical test. So if this demographics B2 family ID cell is blank, and I can set that up by saying is blank is going to just be an equal sign if it's equal to blank. And blank in Excel speak is just 2 empty quotes, 2 double quotes. And so that's our condition if it's blank. And now we want to tell it what to do if that's true. So to put in, and we can see that Excel is giving me the prompts here. Right now we're in the logical test part. The next part's going to be my value if true. So to get to the next part, I'm going to type in a comma. So value if true is going to be just leave it blank. If it's blank, just leave it blank. Don't give me any zeros. Don't do anything silly. All right, so leave it blank. And again, the blank is the empty double quotes. And now we can type in our value if false. I'm going to put in that comma to tell it that we're ready for the value if false. So if it's not blank, if there is data in there, then just give me that data. So I'll click again into cell B2 on the demographics tab, and that will give us the data from that cell. Then we can go ahead and close out the parentheses to finish out the formula. Now when I press enter, I'm getting that cell from that value from cell B2 in the demographics tab. I'm going to go ahead and double click this here. That's another way to fill all the way down. That double click on that little bottom green dot, and it's filling all the way down. And let's fill it one more. So I know that I have a formula here because I can see it up in the formula tab, but I'm not seeing any values on my data table. So I know that that truly is a blank. All right, so that's one way to set things up so that when your data updates on the demographics tab, you're able to automatically update really quickly on the main data tab. All right, I'm going to delete that last formula out of this cell. And let's go ahead and set this up as a table. So we can select the whole, let's select up here in A1 actually. And to set this up as a table, we can go into the home ribbon, and we've got this option here that's format as table. And the advantages of setting this up as a table are that basically it's going to take this whole data set as a unit, the main data tab. All right, so we can click format as table and click value and format it as light. And you can choose any of the options there, depending on which color you prefer. But Excel is finding the data in my table here in cells A1 through U32. That's great. That's the information that I want to include. And my table does have headers. So we'll click OK. And so some things are already starting to change here. I've got these banded rows that kind of help me see the difference between each of the rows. And I've also got these filters up at the top that I can use. If you've done anything with sorting and filtering, this is exactly the same. And I also get this new ribbon up here at the top called Table Design. I can say whether or not the data has a header row, which it does. I can turn on and off the banded rows. Some people don't prefer them. And you can also turn the filter button on and off if you would prefer. If you ever need to resize the table, you can also do that over here. You're going to get that same option as what we got at the beginning. And you can also rename the table. So I'm going to just call this main, so that's our main data tab. And now we can go ahead and start filling this information in. So let's take a pause here. Any questions so far? All right. If not, we can keep going along here. Kaylee, did you have a question? Never mind, I thought you were off mute for a second. Okay. All right. So we can start filling in the program enrolling. And to do that, so we could go through and write these formulas out for each one of the sections. That would take us quite a bit of time. So we can take advantage of this formula that we've already written in the family ID column and use that same formula for the program enrolling. Since I've set these headers up to be in the exact same order as are on my data tab, I can just copy and paste this over. So we can take the formula here from cell B2 and copy and paste it over into program enrolling. And now since we've set this up as a data table, it's automatically filling that formula in all the way down. And I can do the same thing here for enrollment date as well. And when I get to enrollment date, you can see that Excel is recognizing some of these dates as dates, and some of them I'm getting these 5-digit numbers. So instead of what I want to make sure I do here, I guess, is just make sure that we're formatting this as a date. So I'm going to select this whole column, go to home, and select date. And up here in this formula part, format part, we can select our date format so that we're getting dates showing up as dates instead of showing up as numbers. So another option we have here is, instead of copying and pasting, is just dragging to the right. And I can drag one over to the right. Maybe not. Never mind, we need to do copy and paste. Copy and paste over the right. There we go. We're getting our exit date, which not everyone has an exit date because a lot of people stayed in the program. And we can also do gender identity, and we can copy and paste these several at a time. Since I know that they're all in the same order, we'll go through race, ethnicity, zip, date of birth, and we can go all the way through primary language here. I'm going to paste those formulas all the way over, and I've got the data that I need that's coming, and it's going to be automatically updated. Anytime I change the data on the demographics tab, this data on the main data tab is going to change as well. All right. So something important here when we set up this main data tab, and actually, you know what, I think there is one more thing, a couple more things I need to fix here. So zip, let's make sure that this is wide enough. If it's not wide, the column's not wide enough, we're going to get these fine. Let's make sure this is number format as well. And we can get rid of the decimals because we don't need decimals on our zip. We can do all of that up here in this section. Looks like this is reading date of birth as a date. So we are good there. I'm just going to make it a little bit wider so we can see the header name. All right. So we've got all our data so far from our demographics data tab. So we should be ready to go there. All right. And one more thing I'm going to do here as far as formatting is just freeze this top row. You can see when I start scrolling down, I'm kind of losing these headers. They're in there, but they're just harder to see. So I like to go through and freeze this top row. So we can select the row, go into view. Oops, sorry, not zoom to selection. Do 100%. Here we go. Freeze panes. All right, so you're going to freeze this top row, which is the second option on freeze panes under the view ribbon. And what that does, that just keeps our headers in place so that we're able to see what data we're dealing with as we scroll. All right. So a lot of times the data that comes out of our database or whatever our data collection system is, isn't exactly in the format that BSK is asking us for. So in this case, you can see that we have race and ethnicity that are captured in two different fields or two different columns, and BSK is combining those into one field. We need to report those as one thing. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new column here into the data set. Right click, click insert, and you can see that since we're in table, we're formatted as a table in Excel. Excel wants to give each column a unique column name, which is why it's assuming that I want to call this column 1, but I'm going to call this BSK race dash ethnicity. All right, and I'm going to make this, I'm going to go back to the home ribbon here and just make this a light blue color. And that just signals to me that this is something that's not from my original data set. This is something that I've added in. So when I go back at a later date, I can know where this came from. So as you can see, there's a lot of different options, a lot of different combinations, and doing this as an automatic calculation probably isn't going to be the easiest, especially since you're the person probably that knows your clients best and how they identify and how they would identify according to the BSK race and ethnicity categories. So what we can do is set up a drop-down list in order to select which option from these BSK race and ethnicity options would best represent the client. So we can do that by going in and going into the data tab and clicking into cell data validation. So it's this under the data tools group here. We've got this little check mark and a little circle mark here. So I'm going to click the data validation option, the first one. And so what this is going to do is allow us to reduce the options of what can go into these cells to a list of values to the BSK race and ethnicity options. And we've already set that list up on our list tab as a helper for us. So we can choose that we want to allow a list, and we can tell it where we want to pull that list from the source. So let's go all the way over to the right here. We've got our list tab, and we can choose these BSK race and ethnicity categories. Click and drag. There we go. All right, so I'm going from on the list tab from cells E2 through E11. You can see that Excel is putting in these little numbers, money signs. And what that does is it freezes that reference, that cell reference. So it's only going to pull off of cells E2 through E11. All right, so I'm going to bounce back here and we are ready to go. I'll click OK. And now you'll see I'm getting this little drop-down menu on the right-hand side, kind of similar to my filters, but this is just going to give me the options that I have for BSK race and ethnicity. So I can go through and it looks like I only selected this first one. Let me go back and select the whole column. The other option for this, so we could go through, set up our list value again. We could do the whole process again. The other thing that you can do is just a little quicker, is erase any value that you may have already put in, and then just copy and paste all the way down that column. So I'm going to copy this, and it'll actually, even though I don't have a value in the cell, it's going to copy and paste that that conditional formatting over. So now when I'm clicking into those cells, now I'm getting that drop down list. Sorry, not conditional formatting, drop down list. All right, so you can go through and select the BSK race and ethnicity category that best would identify the client. And you can go through and do that. And this, thankfully for this, we don't have a lot of clients in the data set, but it can get a little tedious. So you might want to use some sorting and filtering to help speed up the job. So you can go through and select, for example, only select people that identify as Hispanic or Latina. And let's say that you know that in the BSK race and ethnicity category, they would also identify as Hispanic or Latino. And again, you can do the copy and paste all the way down. As long as you're choosing a value from the list, the drop-down list will let you put that in. If you start writing any other value, it's going to give you an error message if that value doesn't exist in the list. All right. So let's get rid of that filter since we've already finished that part. And then you can do the same if you'd like to for race. So let's go through and filter out anyone that identifies as white. And we can put that in, copy and paste those values in where we have blanks. So that can be something that will help you speed up the process of doing kind of that recode semi by hand. We've got quite a few blanks there, but we'll move on. Any questions about setting up drop-down lists?
So Jen, really quick question. The way you do
Yeah.
this, are there some ways that you can double check yourself to make sure that, you know, you haven't made a mistake, or, you know, sometimes you can click around in Excel and, you know, is there a way to check yourself?
Yeah, that's a great question. Since this is a little bit subjective, you would want to, maybe an option would be to do some filtering. So if you could select everyone, let's say everyone that you've identified in the data set as Hispanic or Latino, and just make sure that that matches up with their ethnicity, identity.
Okay.
So just more sorting and filtering might be helpful there.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a really great question. All right, so the next thing that BSK asks for on their workbooks is the breakdown by age. And this is a tough one since they ask for not only for age, but also for age categories or age groups. So we're starting out with the date of birth here. And this is going to give us the base that we need to be able to calculate out age. So I'll add a new column here. And again, I'm just going to make this pretty, and we'll change the color and change the column name to age. All right, so to calculate out age, what we can do is start out with another formula here, the equal sign, and we're going to use the year fraction formula here. So, and it's actually abbreviated as year frac. And as you start writing things out, Excel will kind of recognize that and give you a suggestion. And so what this does is it calculates the difference between two dates, and it's going to give you not just the number of years between those two dates, but it'll also give you a fraction of the year. So if it's somebody's exactly 2.5, it's going to be 2.5. If they're, let's see, 2 years and 9 months, it would be 2.75, right? So we can open up our parentheses here. And the first thing the formula is asking for is the start date. Start date is going to be the birth date in this case. So we'll select the birth date. And you can see that instead of giving us the cell reference, K2, like you might be used to in Excel, since we're working in a data table format, we're getting the column reference. So it's giving us this whole You can see it's a little bit abbreviated here, but up here you can see it's at date of birth and it's all in brackets, but it's giving us the same thing, basically the cell reference. So that's going to be our start date. Let's do a comma, and then let's give Excel the end date. And the end date is over here. It's actually on our list tab. And you can see that we've got our last date of the reporting period, 6/30/2022. All right, so cell C3. And the last part of this formula is in brackets here, so it's actually optional. If we do the comma again, you can see it's giving us the options. Do we want it in 365 or 360 or European format? We don't need to mess with that. We can just close out the formula with a parentheses, press enter, and voila, we're getting a bunch of garbage, right? We're getting the numbers again formatted as dates. So let's go in and change this again from the date format to the number format. And you can see that this person who is going to have their birthday on July 23rd, 1996 is 25.94 years old, which is great. I don't think anybody after age 5 thinks about their half birthdays or that sort of thing. But this person hasn't had their birthday yet this year. So really we need to be thinking about them as age 25, not age 26 in our data set. And if I just hide these decimals up here on the formatting area, hide my decimals, Excel is going to round this up to 26, wants to round up instead of rounding down. So to get around that, what we can do is wrap this whole thing in a round down function. So we can go in between the equal sign and the year frac function that we've already written, and we'll write in the words round and down all together. And then let's open up the parentheses. So now we've already actually even written the first part of this function, the number. The number is going to be calculated out by the year frac function. So that's all taken care of. We can skip right to the end here, put in a comma, and tell Excel how many digits we want to be used in our rounding. And we don't actually want digits. We're not interested in people that are 0.5 years old. We just want to know the whole number. So we'll put in 0, close the parentheses, press enter, and now this person who hasn't had their birthday yet is showing up as 25 in the data set. But we've got another problem. As we move down, we have a person who's born in 1990 who is showing up like they are 90 years old. So we need to see what's going on here. And what's happening is as we move down this data set, that cell reference is also moving down in the data set. So instead of reading off of the date in cell C3 on the list tab, this reporting end date, it's actually reading off of cell C4, C5, C6, and so on. So in order to get around that, what we want to do is lock this cell reference, the C3. We just want it to just look at C3, don't move around on us. So to do that, we can put in the money sign before, there we go, the money sign before the column letter. And then we can also put in a money sign in before the number, the row number. So once we press enter, and since we're in table format, all of my formulas below are going to automatically update, which is really nice. Don't have to worry about updating all the way down. But you can see now I'm getting a person who was born in 1990, age 31. That's a lot more reasonable. And since I'm not worried about decimal points, I can go ahead and get rid of those. There we go. I'm never ever sure which one is which one adds and which one reduces the number of decimals that it's showing. They're all still there, but just click around until you get it to where you want it to be. All right, so we do have one error value, and this is because we've got a blank date of birth, but we'll work on that here in a little bit. once we get into the age categories. So we've got everybody's age calculated based on the last day of reporting period. And so now we can start putting folks into age categories. And to do that, we're going to use a VLOOKUP formula. You might be familiar with using VLOOKUP to tie two pieces of data together based on a unique ID, like a client ID, but we can also use it to look up values on a table and put those values into categories. So we've already set up our categories here on our list helper tab. We've got the BSK age categories. These are the same as what are on the BSK template. And since we have both children and adults in our data set, we've put these age categories all into one list. So we have, under 1 to 2. And what we're doing over here in this I column is giving Excel the start age for that age category. And it doesn't need to know the end age, because the end age is actually going to be the age for the following age group. So this one is going to go 0 to 1. This 1 to 2 is going to start at 1, and it knows to end at 2 because that's what the next age bracket, when the next age bracket starts. It's a little easier to see once we get down into the 20s. This person who's 20 needs to be put in the 20 to 24 age bracket, and then it's going to, once it gets up to 25, it'll start putting those people into 25 to 29. So this is helpful. It's gonna get us around some really long if formulas. You may have some of those really long if formulas in your reporting workbook, and they will keep working, and feel free to keep working and using those. But this is another way to set up the BSK age categories. All right, so let's add in another column here to the right to give us the BSK age categories. All right. Okay, so to get us started out here, we'll just start out with the equal sign, as we always do with the formulas. And we can type in the words VLOOKUP. And so VLOOKUP, it's giving us a description here. It's going to look for a value in the leftmost column of a table, and then return a value in the same row for a column that you specify. So we want to tell it, we want to start out by telling VLOOKUP which value we want it to be looking up. In this case, we want it to be looking up on age. If you've seen VLOOKUPs in the past, you may have seen them, again, based on the unique client ID, but we're going to do this, setting this up based on the age. So go find age 25, and now we're going to tell it where we want to find that data. So go look at, it's asking us for the table array. So we'll tell it it's to find that information in the list tab. We can just select all these columns. The child adult column is just a reminder for myself, so I know which age categories are which. But you can select it, it won't cause any problems. So we've selected our table array, and then the next part of our column, or our formula here, is the column index number. So we'll add in the comma there, and the column index number is telling Excel of this 3 column table array that I've given, which column is the information that you want to return in. So it's going to go look up, starting in the leftmost, it's going to go look for the age in this start age category, or start age column. But where's the information that you want to show up in the cell on our main data tab? And that's in this column, is it I believe, the BSK age categories. But instead of giving it the column letter name, I'm just going to give it the column number name. So it's the second column in our set here of our 3 column set. So I put in the number 2, And now we can put in the range lookup. And so we have two options here. We can do an approximate match, or we can do the exact match. Exact match is you're going to write in the false, and that's when you want it to be exactly matched on the client ID. But for this one, we are interested in this approximate match, so the true. So we can write in the word true, close out the parentheses, and press enter. And we're getting our BSK age categories back on our main sheet. So I like to go through and just make sure that everybody is showing up in the right category. 25 should be in 25 to 29, 31 should be in 30 to 34. And down here with the kiddos, we've got a 2-year-old in the 2 to under 3 category, a 0-year-old in the under 1 category. So it looks like things are lining up. All right, except for this blank value. And so one thing we can do here to tell Excel what to do with these blanks or what to do with these errors is to use the if error function. So we can go in to the very beginning of our VLOOKUP formula in between the equal sign and the VLOOKUP part, and we can put in the if error function written all together. And so it's asking us, what is the normal value that you want to be showing up? And we've done that with our VLOOKUP. So we can, again, skip all the way to the end. And now we'll give Excel the second part of the formula. What is the value that you want if there is an error? And since in this case, my errors are blanks, I want them to show up as unknown. Okay, so we'll just type the text unknown in. Anytime we put text into formulas, we want to put in those double quotes just to let it know, like just like you would quoting somebody in a paper. Put that in double quotes and close out the parentheses, press enter. And now instead of getting that error value, we're getting the word unknown, which is going to just help keep things easy when we are filling out our BSK reporting template. All right. Any questions so far?
So Jen, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I had a question about the if error we just did for that category. Can you do that for the age one, where we have that missing value? Can we do that real quick?
Yeah, we could put that if error in to the beginning of this whole formula, and we could just wrap the whole thing, the round down, the year frac, we can wrap the whole thing. That's just going to be taken as our value, put in a comma, and we can put in unknown over here as well. Close the parentheses. The only thing is now the BSK age categories, this is no longer, since this column is reading off of the age column, this is technically no longer an error for Excel. And so it's coming up with BSK age categories, which is not as helpful. But yeah, you can put the if error around anything. And you can also have it show up like as blank if you'd like. Let's do that over on this one to show how that works. If you want to leave that blank, right, you can leave it blank as well. Janet, did you have a question as well?
Yeah, really on the BSK age category formula. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, so it goes lists and then it's K. What does the K reference again? I'm sorry. Is that?
Yeah, so this part up here,
Yeah.
lists is, so that's our list tab here.
Yeah,
And it's
okay.
columns I through K. So it's this range, and I'm sorry, you can't really see if I'm
Okay,
on
okay.
top of this, but let's go in just on our own here. So yeah, columns I through K. And what I did is just selected
Okay.
the whole columns, the whole
Okay.
column I through K. Mhm.
And then there's I think I'm seeing a 2. Is that right? Next.
Yeah, and the 2 there is the number of, that's our column index number. So that's telling what value to return based on the age lookup. So that 2 is that second column in our
Oh,
I
okay.
through K.
Okay, so take the second
3
column.
column.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
second column.
Okay. All right.
And then the last part there, true, is telling it to give us an approximate match.
Approximate match. Okay.
Yeah, since I don't have all of my values
Yeah.
in this list,
Yeah.
like 26
Yeah.
it's not on my list, but Excel knows since 26 is between 25 and 30, it's going
Okay.
to put it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. I get it. Thanks.
Yeah. And again, if you feel more comfortable with the if formulas to do the BSK age category, that is just fine as well. And Lynn will be working through some more complicated if statements here in the second half. Awesome. All right, well, we will take a 5-minute break here and we can reconvene, let's see, 1 past. Does that sound good? And we'll let y'all take a few minutes here to get up, stretch, and take a break.
Okay, hopefully everyone got a good stretch in. We're gonna keep going here with our workbook. And let me just share that screen again. Sorry, just 1 second. There we go. Okay, so before the break, Jen was showing us how to bring all your data into one workbook and start creating this main data tab that we've been working in and pulling in all the information you'll need for reporting into one tab. And we did a few calculations here. Now we're going to start looking at some formulas and calculations you might use for measures like your assessments and survey results. Most of you use some sort of reporting measures on your child and family assessments, like maybe the number of ASQs that you did in the reporting period, or they might ask you whether those were done on time. For this example, we're going to talk about what BSK calls the caregiver relationship. They'll ask you if caregivers are showing greater positive interaction with the child, and those are assessments you do like the Piccolo or the home. So that's what we're going to start with here. And some of you might not have this specific measure, but the skills and the formulas we're going to use are going to be still pretty helpful for other things. So hopefully you'll still follow along here. So what we're going to mainly use for a lot of these next columns is something called XLOOKUP. And it is very similar to VLOOKUP, which Jen was just showing us with the BSK age categories. I'd say the main difference between VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP is you can still use it to search for a match, and then it'll return whatever information you're asking it to return in the same row of a different column. But with VLOOKUP, as you'll remember, you had to use a search column that was in the very left of the sheet, and it has to return something to the right of it. With XLOOKUP, you can actually use like any columns in any order. You could search for a term in the middle of your sheet and return something to the left. So it doesn't really matter where your search and return items are. And you also don't need to know like the number of columns in the range. So like with the VLOOKUP, we had to know that it was 2 columns you were looking for. Like when we looked at the list page, we wanted to search for the age and return the age category. So we had to tell it that there are 2 columns in that range. But with XLOOKUP, you won't need to count that. And that comes in handy because sometimes you're searching for something here and the return column is like all the way over here. And so it might take you a while to figure out how many columns those are. One downside I'd say to XLOOKUP is it's not available yet in Google Sheets if you use that. But since we are in Excel and it's pretty handy, we're going to use that here today. So let's see, we're looking for Piccolo scores now. So for this measure, BSK is asking you for caregivers who've had a baseline Piccolo done and a follow-up assessment done in the reporting period. So they have 2 scores to compare. How many of those caregivers are showing a greater positive interaction with their child? So essentially, did the Piccolo score either stay the same or improved in the reporting period? So what we're going to do is look at our data pool for the Piccolo baseline over here. We're going to go to that tab. And so this is how the information came out of our database. We're going to need to look at the total score for each of these clients. And it looks like in our database, they only give us the sub-scores for each of these sections. So the first thing we're going to do is just calculate the total for each of these clients. So we already did this, but you can just add in a column here and give it name. And for me, I would like to highlight it a different color just so I know, like, this is something I calculated. It didn't come out of the original data pool. But I'm just going to use a simple like sum formula here and type an equal sign, the word sum, which pops up here. So I'm going to double click. And then you just need to highlight all the cells you want it to add up, which are these 4 sub-scores here. Once you're done doing that, type a close parentheses and press enter. And I'm just going to go to the bottom right corner of this cell here and double click so that the formula applies down the entire column. So now we have this column to use when we need the total scores. The other thing we're going to need to do to set up this data pull first is to do a little bit of sorting for the assessment date. So XLOOKUP, similar to VLOOKUP, it will kind of return the first match that it finds. So since in this case, we are looking for the baseline score, meaning the very first assessment you ever gave this family, we want the oldest possible score. So what I'm going to do is click up here, highlight the entire sheet, go up to sort and filter, and turn on the filters here. And then on the assessment date column, which is column F here, I'm going to use the filter to sort this from oldest to newest. And that way, when we use the XLOOKUP later, the first, if there are multiple scores in here for the same family, the first match it'll find will be the oldest baseline score. So now we should be ready to go back to our main data tab over here and use XLOOKUP to pull in some information. So it looks like first we're going to need to get the date and scores for the baseline piccolo. So I'm going to start here in cell Q2, and I'm going to use the XLOOKUP formula to bring in those dates. And so you would start taking your equal sign and then XLOOKUP. Double click here, and it tells you here, so much as we were looking at before, all the arguments you'll need to enter into this formula. And I'm actually thinking I'm going to use the formula builder to do this because maybe it's the first time I'm using this formula and that will be helpful. So I'm just going to go up here to this little button, the FX function, click on it, and the formula builder will pop up here. So you'll see this is for the XLOOKUP formula, and all the arguments that are required for you to enter into this formula for it to work will be in bold. And then the other ones are optional. So we're going to start with the lookup value. So this is what you want it to look up. And as before, we want it to use the client ID. So I'm going to go back here and click an A2 for the client ID. Then we go back to the formula builder and click into the second box here, the lookup array. So this is where you want it to look up the client ID. So for this, we're going to go to the Piccolo baseline data again, go to this tab. And the column that we wanted to look up is, of course, the client ID. So we can just click on the A up here to highlight the entire column. And now we're done with that. And we just need to select the return array. So where do you want it to return information. So you'll notice when I clicked into this return array box, it took me back to the main data tab because that's where I'm building the formula. But what I want is to go back to Piccolo baseline because I want it to return the assessment date, which is column F. So I'm going to click here. And then as you'll see, these are the bold items. That's all you are required to enter for this formula to work. You can enter something for if nothing's found, what do you want it to say in this cell? So you don't have to say anything, it'll just return an error and that's fine. But let's say I wanted to just be blank when nothing is found. I'm just going to enter the 2 quotation marks. And that will give me a blank if there is no data to return. The last 2 items here are match mode and search mode. Again, they're not required and the default is usually what you want. So for the most part, you don't need to worry about this, but it's really just asking you, match mode is, do you want an exact match to come back or an approximate match? The default is a 0, which is the exact match. And for search mode, it's asking you how you want it to search through the column. If you want it to start searching from the beginning or the end. And again, the default will be the search from the beginning, which is a 1. So I'm just entering that here for example, but you do not really need to worry about this. So I'm going to click OK. And we'll see here in column Q that the formula worked here and it brought back the data I needed for all the Piccolo dates. And if you go back to the formula bar, of course, you can see how it looks if you were to type it out. And I'll just note here that Piccolos are a family level or caregiver level assessment. So it is only bringing back information for our caregivers. And so for all the child rows we have here, it'll say blank. All right, so next thing we want is the Piccolo score that corresponds with these dates. And we're going to use XLOOKUP formula again. This time I'm just going to type it out. So I'll start with the equal sign, type XLOOKUP, double click when it pops up. So again, we need the lookup value. And I'm going to scroll to the left here. You click on client ID. If I'm in the formula bar here, I'm going to type a comma to move on to the lookup array, which we're going to go back to the Piccolo baseline tab to select where we want it to look up, which is the client ID again. So I'm going to highlight this entire column by clicking on the A up here. Type another comma. And now we want the return array, which is, now we want the total scores, which is here in column L. So I'm going to click that. And then I'm going to type another comma and tell it again, if no data is found, no match is found, I want it just to be blank. So I'm going to type in the 2 quotation marks to represent a blank and close parentheses here. And like I said, the last 2, the search mode and match mode, are optional and we pretty much will always go with the default. So I'm not going to worry about typing that in. So I'm done with the formula. I'm going to click enter. And you'll see we go back here to the main data page and all the scores are in here. I'm going to take a pause. Is there any questions? All right. I'm going to keep doing the same thing now, but for the Piccolo scores that are in the reporting period. So we just found all the baseline scores. Now we need to find the most recent assessment that was done in the reporting period. And we're going to do the same thing and go to the reporting period data tab over here. And we're going to have to do a couple things to set this up first. So we need to, again, sum the scores and get a total score here. So I'm going to use the same sum formula. Oops, did not type that correctly. All right. So we're going to sum these 4 scores. And apply that to the whole column. And now we're going to do the same thing where we turn on the filter for this tab. And last time we were looking for the oldest baseline score, so we wanted to sort it oldest to newest. Now we actually want the most recent score. So for the assessment date column, now I'm going to sort it newest to oldest, so that when we do the XLOOKUP, the first match it finds will be most recent assessment you've done. So we should be ready here to go back to our main data tab. And we're going to go through the same process we did before with the XLOOKUPs to get the date and score, but now from the reporting period data pool. So I'm going to go through the XLOOKUPs now a little more quickly, but please stop me if you have any questions or want me to repeat anything. So again, that is equals XLOOKUP. We want it to look up client ID, comma, we're going to the reporting period tab now. We want it, the lookup array to be this client ID column. Type in under comma. The return array is the assessment date. So if you can see on my screen, this little helper telling you kind of what to put in the column is blocking the column labels up here. And I'm like not sure if I can click on it, but if you run into that, you can move this. So if you hover over it, you'll get this little cursor and you can click and move this around. So I'm going to move it to the side because I need to click on this COMF to get the assessment date. And then I'm going to type another comma and then tell it if not found, return a blank with 2 quotation marks, close parentheses, and enter. So now I've pulled in all the dates for the most recent Piccolo. And I'm going to go to column T here and pull in the scores for these dates. Again, that's XLOOKUP. We want to use client ID as a lookup value, comma, lookup array is in Piccolo reporting period. Click on column A, type another comma. The return array now is the scores, which is column L. Another comma, and then again, we're telling it to give us a blank if not found. Close parentheses, enter. Okay. So now all we've done is brought in the information we need, the scores from the baseline and the scores from the reporting period. And your measure is going to be whether or not the caregiver relationship was improved. So was the reporting period assessment score higher or stay the same? So because some people might not have 2 scores to compare, maybe they've just enrolled and only have a baseline, we're not actually going to count those people in the total. So if, for example, this person doesn't actually have 2 scores we could even compare, we're not including them in our reporting this time around. So in column U, what we're going to do is just mark whether or not these clients have 2 Piccolo scores. And to do that, we're going to do something we went over with Jen as well, and put in a drop-down list. So I'm going to highlight this column, go to the data ribbon up here. Go to data validation. And I'm going to say allow a list and enter the source. So I'm clicking this little up arrow. And we already set up our list on this list tab, as you remember. And it's over here in column G. I'm just going to highlight these 2 cells here, yes and no. And then click back on this little button over here. And click OK. So now we should have this yes and no option in here. I'm going to do the same thing Jen did and filter out the blanks here, the blank scores, so that I can easily like fill in this yes and no column. So I know it's a yes if they have 2 Piccolo scores. So what I'm going to do is go to the score columns and just filter out the blanks by unchecking blank. I'm going to do the same with the reporting period score, uncheck the blank. And now I know all of these rows have 2 scores, so I can just enter a yes here in column U from the drop-down list. And then I'm going to go to the bottom right corner of this cell here and just pull that down so it just copies it. And I don't have to click through each one. So now I'm going to go back to the scores and select the blank again so I can see everything. Remember to do that with both of the score columns. And now I know the other ones here don't have 2 scores, so I'm just going to put in a no. And they are not going to be included into the total for our measures. If you have a much longer list here, you can filter again, like to just isolate the blanks, right? And copy the no's the same way instead of clicking one by one. But since we only had a few, I just kind of went through and selected it for each row. Any questions at this point? All right. Now we're going to answer the question of whether caregiver relationship was improved, which for BSK they define as the follow-up assessment score. Most recent assessment you did, was that score either the same or higher than the baseline score? So for this one, we're going to do an IFS formula, IFS. And essentially that will allow you to enter like pretty much as many conditions as you want. It'll check all of those conditions to see which one is met and then return the values that you want it to say. So for example, with this, essentially we want to say for the ones that do have 2 Piccolo scores, is the reporting Piccolo score higher or the same than the baseline? And if so, that will be improved, and we'll say improved here. If not, it'll say not improved. Also need to account for the no's, right? So it's going to also tell the formula to say if you find a no here, break back a blank in this column. And the other condition we have is all these other cells here that are blank. So we're also going to have the formula say, if this is blank, then this column should be blank. So we'll go through that step by step, but essentially you can tell it, give it, as many logical arguments or conditions as you want, and tell it what to bring back for each one. So for this one, I'm actually going to use the formula builder again, because there's a few parts to it. So I'm going to click up here on the formula builder. And you can go up here to search for the formula you want and click go to find it. I recently used it, so this is in my list here. So I'm going to select it here and click OK. And it's telling me here what I need to enter. So I need to tell it the logical test. So what's the condition I want? The first one we're going to do is if two Piccolo scores, if this column is blank. So I'm going to select cell U2 to represent this column. And in this first box, I'm going to type equals and then the 2 quotation marks to say if this cell is blank, then I want it to return a blank in column V. So we're going to the next box here, value if true. And we're just going to type in the 2 quotation marks here to represent a blank. So you'll see in this formula builder, it's already telling you what is true or false for this first cell. So this cell has a yes, it has something in it. So it's not blank. So it's telling you that it's a false here. And we're going to keep going and add more logical tests here. So that was the first one. If this is blank, return a blank. Now we want to say if this column is a no, also return a blank. So I'm going to do the same thing and click logical test 2, and then click in cell U2 to select this column, and then type in equals. And then I'm going to type no in quotation marks. I'm going to press tab to go to the next box here, value of true. So if 2 Piccolo scores equals a no, I want it to return a blank. So I'm typing in the 2 quotation marks in value if true 2. Then we're going to add a third logical test. And now we've kind of accounted for everything that doesn't have 2 Piccolo scores. Now we actually want to start comparing the ones that have 2 Piccolo scores. So what we're going to do here is say that if the Piccolo score in the reporting period, so that will be this cell here, I'm going to click on that. And then in this box here in logical test 3, I'm going to type in greater than or equals to. So that's the little open caret for greater than, and then equals to, I would type the equal sign. So if it's greater than or equals to the baseline score, so I'm going to go back over here to column R and click on R2 for the baseline score. And then you can either scroll down or press tab to take yourselves to the next box here. So we are saying if the reporting Piccolo score is greater than or equal to the baseline score, then I want you to say that it's improved. So we're going to type improved in here in quotation marks. Tanya, I see your question in the chat. Let me finish this first and then we can go over it if that's okay.
It might also be due to if you didn't put the S in after if, so this one is ifs, plural, that might be why it's not showing up as multi-level.
Yeah, so I'll finish this out. We have one more argument to make, and then we'll go back and look at it again. So we just said, we told the formula to say if the reporting score is higher or equal to the baseline score, then please return the word improved. And our last condition that we're going to say is, now if the baseline score was higher, then we'll say not improved, right? So we're going to go to logical test 4, this box, and I'm going to choose R2 for the baseline score, and so greater than caret, greater than the reporting score, so T2. I'm going to click here in this cell. I'm going to click tab, go to the next box, value of true, and I'm going to type not improved in quotation marks. So I know that was a lot, and we can go over it again. Essentially, you're telling this formula to say if there aren't two piccolo scores, if it's a no or if it's a blank in this column, I really just need you to say to keep it blank. But if the score was higher in the reporting period or stayed the same, it'll enter the word improved. If it wasn't, it'll say non-improved. I think I accidentally entered stuff in here I didn't want to, so I'm going to delete it.
I also just dropped the formula in the chat if you would rather copy and paste from there. Also, no worries if you're not able to get this one to work. You'll still be able to continue on.
Sorry, I'm going to redo something here because I accidentally deleted it. Okay, so we've entered all of those arguments, and I'm going to click OK here in this box. And looks like it did what we wanted to do. If you do quick spot check here, you'll see that this score in the reporting period is in fact lower than the baseline. So it says not improved. You know, this one in row 4 is higher than the baseline, so it's improved. The ones that don't have two scores to compare are blank here. Right, so, and essentially this is what we'll use to show, to calculate how many parents have shown greater positive interaction. Yeah, thanks for sharing the formula, Jen. Does anyone still have any questions or want me to go over anything? Yeah, I'll say, and then you can click on this cell here and see that this is what the formula looks like once it's written out. Okay, so we'll keep going, but please let me know if there are any questions. Okay, the last two are going to be kind of review of skills. So won't be too bad, I promise. So many of you will do some sort of parent survey and use those results for your reporting measures. We just have one question here we're going to use as an example. And we can see if we go to the attendance and survey tab down here. There was one survey question here. I feel more knowledgeable about my child's development. And all we really want to do right now for the main data tab is pull those answers in here so that we can use it later when we set up our pivot tables. So I'm going to use the XLOOKUP again for this. If you remember, it was =XLOOKUP. I'm again going to be using our client ID as a lookup value. So I'll click on that. I'm going to the formula bar, click or entering a comma. We go back to attendance and survey. So we can select the lookup array, which is column A here, the client ID. Type another comma. The return array is, we wanted to return these survey answers. So again, this is kind of in my way. I'm going to move out this and then select column D as the return array. Type another comma. And if not found, I'm going to return a blank, which is the 2 quotation marks, close parentheses, and press enter. So you'll see here, all of those survey results were pulled into our main data tab. All right, the last piece of data we want to pull in here to our main data tab is an attendance score. So those were on the same tab, the attendance and survey tab. And for this measure, we consider that a family met the attendance requirement if they completed 5 out of 6 sessions. So what we want to do is calculate a score for them here. And what we're going to do is use a count if formula. And that just allows you to count the number of cells that meets a certain criterion. So what we're going to tell it to do is say, of all of these cells, how many say complete. So in order to do that, I'm going to set up this new column here, which we already did. Type an =, and this formula is count if. Double click on it. We're going to highlight the range we want it to count. So for this row, it's all the attendance columns. So I'm going to highlight all 6 of these cells. I'm going to type in a comma. And then the criteria is you want it to say complete. So we're just going to type in the word complete between the quotation marks. Enter the close parentheses and press enter. So you can see all 6 of these were complete, so it counted 6. And then I'm going to drag this formula down. And you'll see it gave you a count of how many in each row were complete. For example, the second row had 1 incomplete, so this one's a 5. So we're just doing that calculation here to set that up. What we want to do is pull it into the main data so we can use it for our pivot tables. And again, that will be another XLOOKUP, which I know you're all experts in now. We've done it quite a few times. So and I keep typing the wrong thing, but it's an $XLOOKUP. We're using the client ID to look up, comma. Now we're going to look up the attendance score in the attendance tab. We're selecting the client ID column, comma. Return array is now this attendance score that we just calculated in column K. Another comma. 2 quotation marks for blank if not found. Now we can close parentheses and press enter. So all we did was use the VLOOKUP again to bring in those scores we just calculated. Okay, so we have now finished filling out our main data tab. And next, Jen is going to show us how to use this main data tab to build pivot tables and get all the numbers you need to put into your BSK workbook. But are there any questions at this point? I'm going to stop sharing here. Oh, did someone have a question?
Yeah, I had a question really quick. On the main data tab, where we pulled in the column W, I feel more knowledgeable.
Mhm.
In that we had, there comes up with a 0 for somebody that had an improvement. Because they had a blank, but our lookup did indicate if there was a blank to leave a blank. How come it turned it to 0?
That is a very good question. Jen, did you put this blank in here for a specific purpose?
Yeah, I did want to show how to deal with some blank data in the pivot tables, but it should be showing up as a blank, I believe. I might have to take a deeper look into that.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, wondering if it was formatted as a number maybe, but it's not. This cell is formatted as a text cell. This one is general. So yeah, that's a really good catch there. We'll have to look more into that, I think. But you're right, it should be returning the blank. Any other questions at this point? Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing so Jen can get ready, but feel free to jump in here if you still have any questions. Jen, you're on mute.
Thanks. Awesome. Okay. Thanks, Lynn. So we're on our pivot tables tab here, and this is where things start getting fun because we've pulled all of our data together. We've got all of the building blocks, all the information that BSK needs, and now we can start analyzing that data. So to do that, we're going to use pivot tables. And I recommend starting out somewhere kind of, I always start out in B4. I don't know, that's my go-to. But I like to start out a little bit down on the rows and a little bit to the right in the columns because pivot tables need space to grow. And if they don't have space to grow, they'll show up as an error message. But we can go ahead and go to the insert ribbon here and click pivot table. And Excel wants to know where to find the data to pull into this pivot table. So we can give that data in a table or a range. A range is just a range of cells, but we've actually set up our data in a table format. So we can reference the name of that table that we set up before. And if you remember, we changed the name to main. You might have left it as table 1, and that's fine as well. So we can reference that table by its name. Excel asks us where we want the pivot table to go, and we'll just leave it here in B4 on the pivot tables tab. And we're going to choose to check this checkbox here to add this data to the data model. What this allows us to do is it adds the count unique function or count distinct into our pivot tables. And that's going to be really helpful when we're trying to count how many families are in our data set. So I'll click OK. There we go, it's thinking. All right. And we've got over here on the right, our pivot table fields menu that has shown up. If this doesn't show up, it might be hidden. You can hide it or unhide it up here at the top. You'll also notice you're getting this new pivot table, analyze ribbon, and the design ribbon as well. But to start building our pivot tables, we can start choosing from these fields over here. And you'll see this is all of the fields in my data set. All of the column headers are showing up here. And there are 4 options when I set up pivot tables. I can set up my data in rows, so it'll show vertically going down, like as in a list, in columns, which will run across on my spreadsheet. The values are going to be what fills in those rows or columns, so the actual thing that I'm showing or thing that I'm interested in looking at. And filters will just allow me to filter out data, much like I would with the sort and filter function. So to get started here, I want to look at the family IDs, and I want to do a unique count of how many families are in my data set. So I'm just going to drop that into the values section from family ID. We'll put it into the values. And Excel is assuming that I'd like to see a sum of the family ID, which is about 1,775,000, which is not really that interesting or useful of information. So I'm going to right click here, or actually click on this drop down list, choose from my value field settings, and I can change how Excel is summarizing this value. So from a sum, I can do a count. And we're not going to get a preview there, but this is going to give us just a raw count of the number of people that are showing up in the data set. But since I'm interested in how many distinct family units are in my data set, I want to look at distinct count. So I'm going to choose distinct count, click OK. And now I'm getting this number here, 15, which is the number of families that I've got that are showing up in my data set. And this is a little bit kind of almost invisible on my end. So I'm going to change the design up here at the top. You can play around with some of the colors if you'd like to do that. Let's just make it a little more visible. All right, so we've got the distinct count of family ID. And now I can do another pivot table to show the distinct count. Now I'm interested in seeing parents. So let's go back to our Insert tab, click on Pivot Table, tell it where to find the data, which is going to be our main, the table that we called main. And again, let's add this to the data model, click OK, and I've got my second pivot table here. And instead of pulling in the family ID, now I'm interested in looking at unique clients. So I'm going to pull in the client ID here in the values. And let's change this again. Let's change it to the distinct count, just in case I might have any duplicates in the data set. This is going to count only the distinct values. So I can see I've got 31 clients showing up, and I'm going to change colors again here just to make this a little more visible. All right, so we've got 31 distinct count of clients. I like this one better. All right, but I'm really only interested in seeing parents right now. So I want to add a filter onto this so that I can only see the parents. And I've got a column in my data set called relationship, which tells me whether the person is a child or a parent or a caregiver, sorry, in the data set. So once I put that relationship field into the filters, I'm getting this added header up here at the top, which is why it's important to give those pivot tables space to grow, because the filters show up here above the pivot table. So we can go into the relationship and we can show only, let's see, let's select multiple items here. let's only show caregivers. So I'm going to filter out the children, only show caregivers, click OK. And now I've got 15 caregivers. Now to show the children, I could go back in and do the same process over again, create a new pivot table. But since I've already got things set up and I'm only interested in seeing the other kind of half of my data set here, what I can do is copy this whole pivot table, paste it over, and now we've got that same pivot table essentially. And now I'm interested in seeing children in the data set. So let's click child. So now I can see I've got 16 children showing up in the data set. All right, so this is great, but BSK is asking us for a lot more information, a lot more detail. For example, caregiver by gender, caregiver by race. So I'm going to select this caregiver column again. Let's copy and paste that over here to the left, sorry, to the right. And we want to be able to see this information, this distinct count of clients, but we want to see a breakdown. And let's do that breakdown by, let's do it by our BSK age categories. Start out with, I'm going to put that BSK age category field into our rows area. So you can see that it's showing up, we're getting that distinct count. Now we're getting it by the age categories. And we have our unknown, we wrote that into our formula as well. We can also show this through columns. If I put those values into the columns, the data is going to show up. It's going to grow if any new age categories show up in the data. It's going to grow to the right here. And I think it's just a little harder to read. So I prefer the rows option. So now we've got BSK, caregiver, age, and we've got the distinct count. So we can directly fill those into our BSK template. All right, and we can do the same thing. We'll just copy and paste. And now we can remove the BSK age categories from the rows area. And let's put in BSK race and ethnicity. So we can see, again, the breakdown. We have a bunch of blanks because we didn't go through and actually fill in all that data. This is giving us the breakdown. So then we also have, those are kind of our how much measures, but we also have the how well and better off. So let's go back and just take a look quickly. The how well measure is asking the number of participants who completed coursework, who attended at least 5 out of 6. And we categorize those as people having, we brought in those attendance scores into the main data. So when we go into the pivot table, we can again copy and paste this base pivot table. And let's say we want to see these counts. Let's actually just remove race and ethnicity for now. We want to see overall how many people finished the course. So let's go through and look for the attendance score. We can put our attendance score into the rows, and we can see that 10 people met 6 attendances, and 3 people had 5 times that they attended out of a total of 15. And if we want to, we can also group these. So we know that 5 and 6 means that they've completed. We can highlight those, right click and group. All right, we need to highlight the whole section. There we go. Right click. It doesn't want to let me do it. All right, well, we will skip that. Let's see if I can get it to work. All right, for some reason it's not working. We'll have to take a look at that, and we'll drop that in the email since we're running out of time here. But we can also take a look at, let's remove the attendance score, and let's take a look at the caregiver relationship improved. So let's put that into rows. So we've got folks categorized into improved, not improved, and we know that our blanks didn't have 2 piccolos. So this is fine, but when we want to start looking at this information by age or race and ethnicity, we're going to need to add in a dimension. So let's put that caregiver relationship up into the columns area, so it's reading across. And then now we can go back in and add in our age categories, for example, and see those going down the left. So we can see that 3 people were blank. One of those is in the 20 to 24 age group. One other person in the 20 to 24 age group did not improve. So we can go through and pretty quickly fill in the BSK template with the data that we're pulling from our pivot tables. And we are just about running out of time. Are there any questions before we close out pivot tables here? Awesome. If not, we want to invite you to take the survey evaluation for the end of this training. Let me go ahead and stop sharing on my end. We'll drop that link in the chat. We love to get your feedback and improve these trainings. Hopefully they are helpful, and we want them to be tailored to the needs that you're coming up against. So please let us know, give us your feedback, and we'll also be sending out an email with more resources and hopefully be able to answer any questions you might have. And we're able to stick around too if you'd like to and have questions. So.
I have a quick question. Do you know, I just went on Zoom grants where we report to BSK. Do you know if they have the template ready? Or do we use the one from last time?
Yeah, that's a great question. We've received the PCIS template for this reporting round, but we haven't received the community built or the evidence-based template.
Okay, I'm PCIS. And so I'm just like, okay, start building now since this is fresh in my mind. But what's on our Zoom grants is still showing from 2021. So I didn't know if it was going to be an updated template or not.
Yeah, we can send that over. Yeah, no problem. As far as we're aware, nothing has changed with the template. So.
No, this was great as always. Thank you so much.